and welcome to Daily Records. I am Tommy Burton, and today's Guitar Hero album is Prince and his album Sign of the Times. Released on March 30th, 1987 in the UK and March 31st, 1987 in the United States. This was his 9th album released on Warner Brothers. And this album was the album that came after Parade, which Parade was the soundtrack to Under the Cherry Moon, which was the follow-up from Purple Rain. And so this was the first album that was released after he disbanded his band The Revolution, who had recorded on those previous albums. Technically 1999, it wasn't credited until Purple Rain, Prince and the Revolution, and Around the World in a Day and Parade. Now, these songs were recorded in 1986 and 1987, and they were albums that Prince basically stopped or aborted. Dream Factory, Camille, and then the triple album Crystal Ball. Now, he eventually he had recorded these albums, but he compromised with Warner Brothers, and he shortened the length to just a double, which this is a double set. And so there's a lot of different styles, like most great Prince albums, and it sort of ranges between a lot of things. Of course, Prince was a great master at mixing up genres. Funk, soul, a little bit of psychedelic pop, electronic dance, and rock. And there were a few singles that came off this album. There was the title track, Sign of the Times, which was a little bit of a social comment. If I Was Your Girlfriend was another one. And there was also a concert film by the same name, Sign of the Times. This went on to be one of Prince's most acclaimed records. It was voted in 1987 by the Paz and Jock Critics poll as the best album. And it's widely regarded as one of the greatest albums ever. Now, right before the Revolution broke up, Prince was working on a couple of different things. There was a Revolution album called Dream Factory. There was a solo album called Camille. But Dream Factory actually had input from the other band members, particularly Wendy and Lisa, who did some lead vocals. Now, the Camille thing was a pseudonym. Prince had sort of created this androgynous character, and he was singing in this sort of female-sounding voice. And so once the Revolution broke up, Prince took this material from both of these albums and made this 3-album set called Crystal Ball. And Warner Brothers were like, I don't know about doing a triple album set. That's a lot of music. And so Prince was forced to trim it down to just a double set, which was one of the first great compromisers. And I think Prince kind of felt a little betrayed by the label, and it created a rift that would go on for the next several years. But Prince was, if anything, he was a very prolific artist. He loved being in the studio. He loved writing, and he loved recording. And so there's a lot of different sounds. There's the drum machine on a lot of the songs. If I Was Your Girlfriend is a primary example of that. Very minimal instrumentation. There is also the Fairlight keyboard and sampler that a lot of people are familiar with. And he used a lot of the sort of stock sounds in the title track. So, it's stylistically very interesting, and sonically. Now, a lot of you probably know the duet he did with Sheena Easton, You Got the Look, which there was a very popular MTV video. And the concert film, songs like Housequake, which were just showstoppers. But I mean, he kind of goes all over the place. Like I said, electro funk, smooth soul, that psychedelic pop that he kind of was known for. But there's also elements of hard rock and gospel and blues. I mean, just a little bit of everything. And so this album is just a very diverse grab bag of material from Prince. And so fans of Prince, fans of music, can attest to the brilliance of this album, Sign of the Times. Double record set, a lot of songs, a lot to take in, but all very interesting and worth it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's TommyBurton75. Also, you can like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think. And I love interacting with you guys. In the meantime, I'll see you all again tomorrow with another Daily Record.